I am playing as Thaddeus Venturesmith. My high concept is he is a temporally displaced old world strongman. His trouble is a nemesis, Gilroy Labarge, notorious huckster. And my top 3 skills are physique, fight, and rapport.
I am playing Dr. A.J. Lewis. My high concept is scientist single mom, and my trouble is my son is a fish boy. My top 3 skills are lore, investigate, and will.
I'm Commander Unknown. My high concept is that I'm a master of supernatural anonymity. My trouble, though, is that someone else is in my mind. And my top skills are burglary, stealth, and fight. For our first card,
Right. That is, you and a player character work to undermine or directly combat one of a group's machinations. What did that conflict cost you? What did it cost that group?
all right, and so let's figure out which PC you're referring to by flipping over another card.
Okay.
And what's the arrow point
The
toward?
arrow's pointing this way, so that means... Yeah.
All right, and so you're playing the strong man, and you're playing the scientist single mom. So you guys together work to undermine which group? So draw another card.
Okay.
And what's the number on there?
There's a 1.
All right, so the first group we have here on our setting grid is Hydration, the terrorist group that wants everyone to know that supernaturals exist in the world. So what does that prompt say now?
Okay, so, from this first one...
Yeah.
So, myself and
Dr. Lewis.
Dr. Lewis work to undermine or directly combat one of Hydration's machinations. What did that conflict cost you? What did it cost Hydration?
All right, so you guys can work together to figure that out. If you've definitely, it's your prompt, so you kind of have the primacy there. Mm-hmm. It's a co-op card, which is meant to show that you both are being awesome.
Okay, so I assume you probably had a much bigger stake in Hydration as the scientist, having some connection there. And me as a temporally displaced strongman, I would assume I was probably hired muscle to maybe tear open the door, or break something.
Okay, so I have an idea. If
Okay.
you're cool with it.
Yeah,
You had to wrestle a were-shark
I'm so down. I'm very down for that.
in the Miami Aquarium.
Okay, yeah, that sounds great. And so what did that conflict cost you? I assume I probably have a few wereshark teeth embedded in my arm.
Oh, like the teeth are still there?
Yeah, I assume they're still there. They're hanging out, and maybe that has some like lasting effect, or there's some, when the moon hits my arm, it sort of,
Takes over a bit?
Yeah,
Nice,
yeah.
nice.
And then what did it cost Hydration? Well, they're down a wereshark.
All right.
Don't grow on trees.
All right, so now it's your turn to do one of these cards.
Whenever someone mentions event, you and PC get quiet. What happened that you two don't want others to know about? Why do you keep it secret?
All right, and so draw a card to find out which PC.
Austin.
All right, so you two yet again team up. And which event happened?
Let's see here.
The
right.
next card?
It's a 3.
3. So the event is our team building exercise last week in Yellowstone. All right, so what's the prompt say now?
Whenever someone mentions our team building exercise last week in Yellowstone, you and PC get quiet. Oh, you and the strongman get quiet. What happened that you two don't want others to know about? Why do you keep it secret?
All right, so what too did happen that you don't want others, like my character Captain Unknown, to know about?
Yellowstone.
Team building exercise.
Yeah, I wonder what that team building would mean. Doing team building in Yellowstone. So maybe we discovered something, like gold or a body.
Or a gold body?
Or a gold body.
That sounds our speed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gold body.
Or if Yellowstone is another secret base somewhere, Like the geysers are actually steam vents for an underground factory.
Yeah, but why don't we want other people to know about that?
So that's a drama card, and so the idea behind the drama cards is it creates some sort of weird, not necessarily co-op, not necessarily antagonistic tension or some sort of hook or something like that to grab onto.
What if we accidentally killed a adorable wildlife? And we were really ashamed of it.
Was it adorable supernatural wildlife?
Yes, like a jackalope. Like the last jackalope. We accidentally.
Or a chupacabra?
Yeah.
Chupacabra-lope.
or it could have been fairies.
Yeah.
That might cause a diplomatic incident.
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
There
okay.
we go.
There we go. So you accidentally killed a fairy.
They were
Stepped on
tiny.
a fairy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were very important.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So we've got that. So it's my turn. So I'm going to draw one, and it's a solo one. You sparked a conflict between individual 1 and individual 2, and it's still not resolved. How do others see you for your involvement? So I'm going to draw, and let's see. First, it is individual 3, which is a PC's current or former love interest, which I get to define when selected. A current or former love interest. Let me come up with what's a good current or former love interest. The thing I'm thinking of is Miss America, not like the beauty pageant person, but the actual embodiment of America. The true Miss America. Who is always a miss because she's, she can only be married to America. And the other individual, that's a 3 again, so I'm going to redraw. And 2, someone who went to high school or college with one of the PCs. Let's see. Somebody who went to, so that's a define when selected. I'm not sure who did one of us go to high school or college. Oh, I know. Your husband. I'm saying that to Dr. Lewis's husband, not to you, the viewer. Although perhaps your husband is the same person. What do I know? So yeah, Dr. Lewis's husband, who seems to come up a lot in extra Secret Service games. All right. So the question is, you sparked a conflict between the true Miss America and Dr. Lewis's husband. Does Dr. Lewis's husband have a name, or just Dr. Lewis's husband?
Greg.
Ex-husband, Greg.
His middle name is husband.
Greg. It is now. Legally. That's what he lost, was his middle name. Yeah. How do others see you for your involvement? So, question for that is not just, hey, this thing happened in the past, but it's also what's currently going on in the story where this question is still relevant. So I sparked a conflict between True Miss America and Greg, and it's not resolved. So I think that, how do you guys feel about this? So others don't trust me very much because clearly I have a weakness for women who are also the embodiment of nations. And there's clearly then more than one. So, I'm a little untrustworthy when it comes to diplomatic situations. And in general, it's just like, oh, that's a Commander Unknown. He should maybe not talk to people. We should actually make him unknown. How do you guys feel about that?
That sounds good.
Am I an embarrassment to the nation?
Yes.
All right, good.
In more ways than one.
So that was a solo one, which meant it didn't involve one of the other PCs. And that is, I'm an embarrassment to the nation. Thank you, Internet. So it's your turn now.
All right. And this one says, during an event, you betrayed player character. Was this easy or difficult decision? Why did you? And how much do they really know about it?
So that's an adversarial card.
Okay.
So for this one, we don't necessarily want to do anything adversarial, and that's why these are tagged. So we're going to discard this, and you can go ahead and draw a different one.
Okay.
And it's sort of like, as a GM or as a group, we can kind of make that call. That's what the tags are there for.
Okay. This is co-op/drama.
Sweet.
Okay. You needed to confront individual, but you knew you needed the player character's help. What did they need? What did you need from them? Did they help?
All right. So go ahead and flip over. We'll find out which PC.
Okay. And
It is a double arrow, so it would go from Lily's character, then my character. So
okay.
we're now together in a scene. Excellent.
Okay.
And flip over to the next one. And that number is
a 1.
a 1. So that's the President of the United States of America.
Okay.
So what's the prompt say now?
So the prompt now is you needed to confront the President of the United States, but knew you needed
Commander Unknown's.
Commander Unknown's help. What did you need from them, and did they help?
Well, since the President of the United States is secretly a werewolf, that can kind of give us an in for why we need to confront him.
Right.
So what did you need from me?
Well, I assume being a temporally displaced old world strongman, that his knowledge of, I would say, modern security systems, probably realizing pretty quick, that you can't just punch your way to the president anymore.
That's fair.
Like in the old days.
And I'm good at disabling security systems because I've got like that burglary and stealth that the kids are all
Exactly. Yeah. So I assume, we needed to cooperate in order to get into the White House.
Okay.
And
the last question then.
Yes, and so did they help?
That's a good question. I think that maybe Commander Unknown did, because he owed you a favor. Now we don't know what that favor is, but that's what's up. Like
it's also
yeah. So there's got some juice there. We can figure out a lot of other stuff sort of later in play.
Yeah.
Now as like the GM, you could also ask follow-up questions. So I'm going to throw one at you.
Okay.
Did we succeed in getting to being able to confront the president? What do you think?
I don't think we did. I don't think.
It's another black mark on our jackets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we probably got stopped by a new experimental watchdog of some kind, or.
There's also on here another extra Secret Service team.
Oh,
could be that too. It could be something, but we were definitely, something definitely got in our way.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well we're gonna have to chew on that for a bit. And now it's time for Dr. Lewis's second pull.
You brought on PC to help you retrieve something of personal importance. What did you offer for this help? Did you succeed?
All right, so let's draw for the PC. So this is an anywhere prompt, which means it doesn't have a setting prompt to go with it.
Double arrows.
So let's go this way, this way. So this is the last prompt for you, because we're doing 2 rounds. You generally do 2 rounds. You can do 3 if you want to, but beyond that, you're doing way too much backstory stuff. And it ends up kind of getting a little bit muddy. So let me ask, how do you guys feel about maybe, say, instead of following the card there, getting us an interaction, because we don't have a connection yet?
I'm cool with that.
Cool. All right. So what does the prompt say now?
You brought on Commander Unknown to help you retrieve something of personal importance. What did you offer for this help? Did you succeed?
All right. So, okay, so you brought me on, and, so what sort of situation was it that you needed to bring me on to? So that's not an actual question on there, because that's not an inherently important question. What's really important is what offered and succeeded. But sometimes if you want to, you can fill in the implied questions, or you can just leave them implied so you can figure it out later and fill in just the immediate questions that the card asks you.
I offered to set you up on a blind date with the embodiment of the Pacific Ocean.
I've not done an ocean before. All right,
And the Pacific Ocean's hot.
Yes, I mean, it is one of the warmer oceans, certainly. This sometimes happens in backstory when you break the other person. And what's the other question?
Did you succeed?
Okay. So you get to answer that question. Whatever we helped you with, did I succeed? Or did we succeed?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So it means we had a positive outcome, not a black mark in our jacket. We'll figure out the details of it at some point later. But I think the important part is that...
You got a date with another supernatural hottie.
Yeah. Whether there's a black market in that jacket, of course, is another question. And for the last prompt of this set of backstory, what I'm going to go ahead and draw. And what I have here is, you humiliated individual at event. How did you? Was it intentional? And have they yet had their revenge? So it's a solo, and I already did a solo one, so we're going to go ahead and skip that again. That's what the tags are for. And instead, thanks to BC, you were able to protect or advance your interests in place. How did they do that? And what impact does it have today? And the arrow I have for that is you, Strongman. Okay. So what is the Strongman's name again?
Thaddeus.
Yeah, so Thaddeus, thanks to Thaddeus, I was able to protect or advance my interests in the real Area 51.
Oh.
Okay. How did you do that? And what impact does it have today? Okay, so it means I'm going to figure out what protect or advance the interest. I think the interest is in keeping it under extra secret service control. Mm-hmm. You know, from all those Atlantean separatists and supernatural terrorists and things like that we have as part of our game.
Yeah.
So it was probably under attack.
Yeah, I would also think that maybe part of his temporally displaced trait is that he probably showed up in Area 51.
Oh,
so this is maybe how he, became connected. Maybe he, it was through some sort of gate or, time device that happened there.
So this was like your origin story as far as this goes. Is thanks to you suddenly appearing, we were able to fight off invaders from the underneath.
Yeah. I would say it was one of those, like, maybe there was a battle happening and then they hit some device and that hit the goo and then it sparked and it worked and pulled my character from his timeline into this.
And you were strong enough to fight off the horrible Darrow. So that's how you did it. And what impact does it have today? Well, you're still here.
Right.
I think also perhaps the Darrow have a sworn death debt to you is what they call it.
Yeah.
And to us and to the Extra Service, but they really hate you.
Right. Yeah, they probably got when the rift happened, probably my poster from the circus, probably got into their hands, so it's probably plastered on their wall of revenge.
wall of revenge.
Yeah, I mean it's different in their language.
Right. Yes, it's snappier in their language. So as you can see, we've got 3 really interconnected characters that are just ready to punch a lot of different supernatural threats back from wherever and whenever they came. So that's backstory.